this is part 4. I skipped something before the fire. Something very important happened. I kept calling my husband when I was involved with that person to tell him that if he wants me, he need to come back, or else, I always like to warn that please don't do that. So he answered me that when he married me, my ex-husband, the one I lived with for 18 years, he went to him and he told him that he caught me with a guy and that's why he divorced me. And I am not a good person and I am from a bad family, and that's why he doesn't want to be with me. So of course I was shocked and I could not believe it. So I called my ex-husband and I asked him, and he said no, he's lying, I never said that. Then I start hearing from people, the Arabic people that I know there, that yes, this has happened, and he said that to everybody in that city. It's a small community, so everybody knows each other, so that's why everybody looks at me down. The young person that I got involved with, he told me yes, he heard that long time ago and he doesn't believe it, because after knowing me, he believed in me and he believed that I am not a bad person, and he was a very nice person actually, and he helped me through to get better. But the problem, I kept drinking. One time that he went to work and he left me in a nightclub by myself. I was on pain medication because I have a problem with my back. So I drink my pain medication and somebody invited me for a drink. So I took the first drink, and after that I don't remember anything. All what I remember is that I was like dancing or something, and people told me that I kissed another guy in the public place. And then they called my boyfriend that he was working to come and pick me up. So he came and he picked me up. Of course I don't remember anything. He carried me, and when he took me home, my son told me that I kept falling down on the floor, and they put me in the shower and put water on me and I wouldn't wake up, and I kept falling on the bathtub, and then they carried me in the bed and they put me in the bed, him and my son. And I don't know what happened that night because I don't remember. I waked up, bruises on my eyes, bruises on my body, everywhere bruises, and I did not know what's happening. So I called my boyfriend and I said, what happened? And he was cussing me out, and he told me that I embarrassed him. I was kissing a guy and I was dancing, and I told him I don't remember anything. I swear I don't remember anything. It appears to me that I had alcohol poison, and because I guess I mixed it with a painkiller and I did not realize the drinking was too heavy. I think people, they just wanted to laugh at me that day and they just did it, and I was a joke for everybody for a few months. I could not even face people face to face. I tried to hide myself from everybody. I was ashamed. I was lost. And then my second husband is calling me that he wants to come back home after he knows that I'm in a relation with somebody else. And I said, no, now you want to come back home? Why you did not come back before? So now you want to come back home so you can beat me and you can kill me because now I am with somebody else and because I did that mistake. So no, of course he got mad at me, and he started threatening me to take my baby away from me. And I said, do whatever you want. I was again lost. My boyfriend, a young person, he told me we have to break up because I made him ashamed. And I told him I don't remember, but he said that's it. So he broke up with me. I just felt sad, embarrassed, did not know where I'm going, where coming. I can't call my family because my dad was mad at me because I got married and I have a baby from the second one, and he told me this is not gonna work, and I did not listen to him. So what shall I do? Nothing. So one day we had the fire by accident. A candle fell down on the floor and started a fire in the house. Uh, my older son was with me. He was out with his girlfriend. My younger one, he was playing the Xbox, and my baby was with me sleeping in the bed. And the fire went out, and my son, the one who plays football, he went inside the room and he started getting his stuff out, and the smoke was so dangerous, and I had to force him to get out because I was worried that he's gonna fall down, and I can't carry him because he was a big boy. So I convinced him to get out of the house, and then they called the fire department. It took them 2 hours to arrive, and we were watching our apartment falling down, the whole building fall down, till the fire apartment came in and turned it off. But of course, I was with my pajama. My son was with his pajama. My baby was with his pajama. We did not have nothing. Everything was burned. All my memory, all my everything, my laptop, my TV, everything is gone. And I'm still asking God, what did I do for all this? What happened? My son was so mad because his Xbox and all his stuff in the room, and he was really mad, and I told him, don't worry about it, I have $2,000 saved, I will buy you whatever you want, just please don't be mad. My other son, the one he was in jail, he came and he saw the fire. He got so mad, his stuff is in the house, and I'm like trying to tell him it's okay, we'll get something other than that. The police came in and they were starting investigating, and they're asking me question. I was like, why you're asking me? It was an accident. Now I don't have insurance, I don't have money, I don't have anything. Where I'm gonna go? So the Red Cross came in and told me that they can take me to a shelter because the apartment that I am in, they would not let me get another apartment because the fire started in my apartment. So when the Red Cross came in, I did not want to go to a shelter because all what I know, the shelters is not good, and I never been in a shelter. So I told them no, it's okay, I will get another apartment. So I slept in my friend's house for 2 days till I find somewhere to get. So I found another apartment. It was so expensive, but because my son goes to football and I don't want to ruin his education, I paid the money that I have saved to get the apartment. And to make him feel good, I went and I bought him a replacement for his Xbox and for everything. I didn't have furniture, I didn't have clothes, we did not have anything. My other son came in and I bought him a couple of clothes to just be okay for now. I was like, I did not know what to do. I called my ex-husband and I told him this has happened, and he did not do anything. I was expecting that he will do something to help me out, but nothing. Even the kids, they are with me, and of course they are. One of them is over 18, so two of them actually over 18, and there is no child support, no nothing. So I had to do it and force myself to survive. The young man that he broke up with me because he was ashamed, he called me and he said he wants to see me. So he saw me and he gave me that day $1,000. And then he came back home with me and we decided to get married. And we got married. Um, he lived with us. And then he was helping me with the bills and everything. And of course, I was divorced from the second one. And I just tried to live my life. But when you have kids, that's it. Like everything is so sensitive. So my older son, the one he gets in trouble, he always give me trouble in the apartment. So he was kicked out from the building and he was not allowed to come in. And then he got in an argument with my current husband, and I told him to leave the apartment for something that he did. So he left, and then the one who plays football, he wanted to move to a different district because the football. So I said okay, and we looked for an apartment for him, and we moved to a better area and a better school. And then I told my older son to come back because I did not want him to stay in a motel because his dad doesn't want him anymore. Of course, he took that's it. He just manipulated him, and then now when he's 18, he doesn't want him. And he was in a motel. He's suffering. He's injured 2 times. He's have a background, and I took him back. My current husband did not like him. He did not want him to come back. So of course I choose my kids all the time, and the husband left again, and I was alone again. But I'm a survivor. I kept surviving, paying the bills, paying every penny that I saved to keep my kids without a man, without a dad, because the dad doesn't want to do anything with them. So I kept surviving till one day somebody talked to me about getting married for some person that he has a business. And all what I was thinking, okay, maybe my life is gonna get better now because he has a business, and maybe all the solution will come in. So I met him and we agreed to get married, even though I did not like him as usual. But we got married, and then after 1 week he did not want to go to work. I found out he was lying. He did not have no business, he did not have no paper. But I'm stuck, I'm married. So what can I do? Nothing. I kept surviving. I'm spending the money now. I learned a big lesson. Then he started complaining about my kids, about how they bring their friends over, everything complain. So I'm living in a stress. Oh my god. Then my husband, my first husband, got a contact with my current husband. He talks bad about me again. I don't know why he keeps doing that to me. And then, of course, he started changing with me, this current husband, and he was a bad person anyway. But I got tricked, or I was stupid. I don't know what was it. That I believe people, and I always feel that I never grow up. I always feel that I'm still that 16 years old, that she's naive, she doesn't know what's going on with her. And of course, because I was sick, mentally sick, because of the depression and everything, I'm not thinking straight. I'm just thinking to raise my kids. That's all what I'm thinking, and surviving. Anyway, finally, my son graduated high school with a scholarship to go to the university. So I told him I want to come with you, and he said no. He doesn't want the guy that's in my life because he's not his dad. So I respected his opinion, and I said okay. So he went to college, and then my other son, the one in trouble, he met a girlfriend and he wanted to move out with her. And I could not stop him. So the apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, was left for me, the baby that he is now 6, and my new husband. 2-bedroom apartment. And who's paying the bill? I am, because he's not working. So I decided that I'm gonna leave him. That's it. My kids are on their way now. So I told him I'm gonna break the lease because I don't have money to pay the rent, and he needs to get an apartment in his name. So he said okay, and he started looking for an apartment. We find 1-bedroom apartment. He put it in his name. I broke the lease, and then I said I'm not gonna live just in a 2-bedroom apartment for him to be happy. So we moved to 1-bedroom apartment. It was full of roaches. I will not forget that view, that the roaches were crawling on the ceiling. But I was in my way to leave him and go back to my country because I was tired. I was tired of my life. I was tired of everything. So I thought I'm gonna take the youngest one and just go back to my country because my reputation was like everybody's talking about me, everybody's saying bad stuff about me. I got married 4 times. I got alcohol poison one day and I embarrassed myself. So I stayed in the apartment, and then I was planning to leave the country. I took my car and I lied to him and I told him I'll be back, but I wasn't planning to come back. I went to my country and I explained to my family what happened. It was really tough over there. The baby doesn't speak English, so I have to put him in a private school. Again, too much money. I could not survive. Then I came back to the state and I went finally. I called 2111 because the husband that I marry, he is alcoholic and I could not live with him. So I called for a shelter and finally I moved to a shelter. In that time, my son, the one he went to the university, he came back and he said he's homesick. He doesn't want to be there anymore. So I talked to my counselor and she told me he can live there with you. So I told him to come live with me. He did not want to. I think he met somebody and he wanted to live with her. I tried to put him in a school to live on campus. He refused. I had a bad credit because of my foreclosure and because I broke the lease, so I could not rent an apartment. I reached out for my first husband to get me an apartment for me and my kids, and he said no, he cannot do that. I stayed in the shelter. I did not know what to do. Then finally I got an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, and I called my son to come live with me. He did not like the area because the area was bad. So he stayed with his girlfriend. My other son too, he did not like the area. He stayed in his girlfriend. Then I got robbed. Somebody broke into my apartment and they stole everything from my apartment. I got scared. I could not sleep. I was working, but at the same time I was scared. So I decided that's it. My kids doesn't want to live with me, so why should I live even in this city? So I took my car, and my kids, they were not even visiting me. So I was alone. This time no husband, nobody. So just exes. Wherever I go I see X. Wherever I go I see X. And I just want to run away. So I took my car, I sold my furniture, and I drove all the way on I-10 for 3 days to get to California. And I came to California, and of course I did not have nothing. I have bad credit. I called again for a homeless shelter, and I explained to them. They took me right away. We stayed there for 1 year. Then me and my son. Then I moved to a one-bedroom apartment, and we're still surviving in here. But this is the best thing I did in my whole life, that to get help from a shelter better than being with abusive relation. But I did not even know that I was abused, because all of them, they were my husband, and I thought this is normal. But being in the shelter, I was provided with therapy. I got stronger. They make me understand what the life is, how to get strong, how to survive, how to be dependable. That's the best thing ever happened to me, and I did it. Now I'm in my own bedroom. I pay for it, as as a low income. I don't have a husband. I don't depend on a man. I have my son with me, and I'm happier. I'm still sad for all the decisions that I did before, for all the bad decisions that I did. Still sad for what I did to my kids, that I introduced them to a different stepdad for every time. I hope one day they will understand that I did this because I needed to survive, and I did not know nothing about being in a shelter or how to start. I was always worried, always scared. Now I'm not anymore. I'm not scared anymore, because I can get help as an American citizen. I can help. I get help as a woman, single mom. I can get help. Why I did not seek help before? Why did I hurt myself more than I hurt everybody? Why did I go through all this? Why? I didn't understand myself. But the therapy that I got, and these couple of years that I was in the shelter, makes me understand myself. Makes me understand that I have a lot of pain, and I was trying to forget the pain and be loved. I tried 1, 2, 3, and till now, till I got up and stood up on my own. So this is the happiest and relaxed time in my life, but I will never be happy as before, and I will never forget what my first husband did to me and all the people behind him. The first one who had the baby with me, that he left me for another woman, and he just want to marry me for the green card. Then after that, when I refused to come back to him, he went back following that girl that he was in love with. And then he could not come back to the state, and he died um, out of the country. So the baby that I have from him, he's 14 now, 15 actually, and he doesn't know his dad. I remember the time that when he was 2, the daycare principal, she called me and she said he was so sad and he doesn't play with anybody, he doesn't speak because he's sad. And I knew that he's sad because he saw his dad leaving and he misses his dad, but nothing was my fault. In that time, I thought everything it was my fault. I did that to my kids. But after getting therapy, I knew that nothing was my fault. I was just vulnerable, never got treated for my depression, never got treated for my anxiety, never got help. I always run around because I thought I'm strong. No, this is not gonna happen to me. I will never forget that I got alcohol poison and I did that to myself, embarrassed myself, and hurt myself. I was trying to hurt my exes to make them jealous, but by the end, I hurt myself. I feel like I was blind when I married the third one because I got really tricked from the third one. He did a lot of bad stuff to me, and I am really happy that I went to the shelter and got treated and got in a better way, because now I'm standing up on my feet, happy, no one controlling me. I'm taking care of my son and my older kids. When they want me, they can come here, nobody to control them. I'm not running crazy anymore. They're really upset because I left the city that they are in, but I'm hoping that they will come to me one day because I ran away from my exes and all this depression that I went through and all these bad memories, because that city, everywhere I go, it just reminded me for everything that happened. Uh, this is my story, and hopefully it will teach me and anybody who listens to that to understand